Now I call the order the Lisbon Village Board meeting on Wednesday, February 11th, 2026 at 6:33. Roll call, please.
President Gerke,
Here.
trustee Moonen,
Here.
trustee Baum,
Here.
trustee Field,
Here.
trustee Quinn is absent and excused, administrator Green, and clerk Capazzo to record the minutes.
We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 is citizens' comments, and we still have no one on Zoom.
Nope, no one on Zoom.
All right, so no one's here, so we will move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion on the entire agenda or is there an item that someone wishes to pull off?
I make a motion, we approve.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries 4-0. Item 5A is on accounts payable. Authorized payment of the one-click bills dated January 30th for $2,057.66. So, Linda, do you second that?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say nay. Motion carries 3-0. Item 5B is authorized payments of the remaining bills dated January 30th for $643,831.23 and February 6th for $179,831.07.
Top 5 expenditure for January 30th are City of Pewaukee for $208,728.82. US Bank Corp for $151,298.14. Waukesha County Treasurer for $80,472.18. Next Electric for $47,312.85. KEI for $35,000. And then February 6th, top 5 expenditures are Waukesha County Treasurer for $81,496.94. Gross heating for $44,013.01. Premier building inspections for $21,714.87. Village of Merton for $9,358 and Network Health for $7,680.76.
I'll make a motion to approve bills dated January 30th and February 6th as presented.
A second.
I apologize. I had a couple of questions, but I think I'm gonna let it go and I'll talk to you tomorrow about them.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries 4-0. Item 6, announcements and correspondence. We have the spring primary election next Tuesday from 7 to 8 at all 3 polling places. And this is just for the Hamilton School District, right? Just a single. All right, so not everyone is.
Receipts.
Okay, all right. Public Works and Utility Committee meeting Wednesday, February 18th at 5 o'clock here at the Village Hall. Plan Commission Wednesday, February 25th at 6:30 at the Richard Young Fire Station. Then the Parks Committee meeting Wednesday, March 11th at 5 o'clock here at the Village Hall, followed by the Village Board meeting at 6:30.
One thing I would point out to the board is that I will not be at the next village board meeting. That's when Jim's back surgery is, so I will be out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of that week, but you can still reach me by cell phone or email.
Good
Okay.
luck to him.
Yes, and
Can't come soon enough.
Been through that with Rick.
all right, any other announcements or correspondence to note? Move on to the administrator's report, Dan.
Sure. Staff meets with architecture in a couple of weeks, so I had a nice discussion with Blake on Monday. We went through the survey results, but he's going to have some conceptual plans that me and Mike will review with him, and then he will be in attendance at the next park meeting and at the next village board meeting with updates, and then hopefully get the ball rolling with funding for that and funding for other projects that we have going on. In early March, staff will want to start beginning the borrowing process with Ellers, so just so you guys are aware, probably in April, we'll go through the first set of resolutions, and then in May, go through the final resolutions. For funding the Lake 5 project and of course, the parks project. Letters were mailed to the village of Sussex and city of Pewaukee to request water from Wind Stone. I will be speaking with both communities in the next couple of weeks. I've already scheduled a day for meeting with Sussex in early March. And then the village plan commission discussed the comprehensive plan updates and sewer service areas at the March meeting. I do encourage board members to attend. Sorry, they will be discussing in March, and I encourage village board members to attend that, or if you can't be there in person, to attend on Zoom. To see how those conversations play out. I'm hoping to get a joint committee of the village planning commission and public works for that meeting, so so we'll keep the board updated as to what happens with that. And then finally, I will be on vacation starting February 25th. I will be back March 5th. So if you need something, you can contact Natasha or Lisa. Lisa, I believe you're.
Yep.
That is the report.
Anyone have any questions?
Mm.
All right, so we'll move on to new business. Item 8A is discussion and necessary action regarding proposal for the bridge replacement on Lake 5 Road. Dan?
Yes. Yeah, I don't have a memo for this, but you can see Mitch's proposal from Kunkel for this project. The cost not to exceed that and $16,890. This is for the replacement of Lake 5 Road Bridge. We currently have 3 oversized culverts that are there, but there's fill that's basically over the top of those culverts that are being held by wood barriers, and we had to do some work on it this year, and we discovered that it needs replacement before more damage happens. So part of the borrowing that we proposed for this year was to cover the cost of the engineering and the construction of this project. So my recommendation is to approve. I know Mitch is also looking at small structure grants and bridge grants that are available to us, which may delay the project potentially a year. If that does happen, we can still go through with borrowing. We'll just let Ellers the anticipated time frame will be of the project, but I would rather delay it a year if we can get a decent amount of money from the DNR. So, but for now, this is just the engineering scope design phases. So my recommendation is approval, and just so that you guys are aware, the next board meeting there may have to be a resolution, as we did with the furnaces at the DPW building, that we may have to authorize spending proceeds of borrowing before we actually receive those funds. But some of these will start coming in, so that would just be a simple resolution we can do.
All right, discussion. So I'll jump in right away. It's, the grants, we talked, they were somewhat optimistic about that. I looked through this, did I miss, is that listed in here?
I read through it and didn't see that in the scope of work, but it's something they provide to us as part of just their engineering, the engineering they provide to us. So me and Mitch have had numerous conversations about that. Looking for grants specifically for this project because it is a bridge and we are making improvements to, I would say, the wetland or to the Bark River. So, that's always been the plan, was that they were gonna look for it. It just isn't specifically outlined in this proposal. If you want, I can go back to them and see if he can include it. And we can just prove it subject to.
I think that's been the understanding that that was going to be part of this, and I mean, it seems like this seems like a real big number, but I know there's a lot involved. So this is it's a little bit misleading with the maximum not to exceed. Is this a set fee, or this is going to be based on a number of hours at an hourly rate that will not exceed that amount?
Yeah, so that it may come in less than this. It's the amount of hours that they're projecting that it could be, and so they typically lean on a higher estimate for that, but they want to make sure that they don't undersell. So it may come in at 100,000 and come in at 150, but that's just their anticipated hours of it. And it is a big project when you're dealing with the Bark River and you have to probably divert that river while you're under construction. So there's a lot of coordination, with DNR. Yeah, you're basically building bridge.
Right, so we already, I mean, approved this was one of our big projects for the year. So I mean, if Dan, if you're recommending it, I'm fine with it. I guess with the you know, some language added that this includes the grants writing or grants, you know, efforts to get the grants that are you deem reasonable.
Yep.
How much do you think that the grant could possibly be, Dan?
I didn't look,
Oh.
there are different ones that we could
Okay.
apply for, usually is percentage. 5%. The issue with some DOT grants is that they require you to back and build out to what their standards are, and sometimes by doing that, you become the cost of the project itself.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's not worth it to go for certain grants, but
Yeah.
things like the small structure grants and those types.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
If we're going to do the pedestrian, you know, widen it so that there's pedestrian access, there might be some grants along those lines, I would imagine.
Yeah, because it abuts a trail,
Oh, the bug line.
the bug line trail a lot of times better.
And I know that yeah, I mean, I've had a resident or two ask about, you know, meeting up with Plainview Road, and that's specifically noted in Mitch's letter here.
I did ask him to at least look into it to see what kind of pricing that would be. I don't know if it's feasible given how deep some of those ditches are along Lake 5 and the fact that you have to cross the railroad, but they'll at least look into it. So
Sure. Mark, you guys have anything in there?
No.
Someone ready for a motion then?
I'll make a motion to approve the Kunkel's bridge engineering cost not to exceed $116,890.
Are you fine with the addition of the grants language that we discussed? Okay.
Because let's
I
take that
second.
language.
All right, so Bob made the motion, Linda seconded. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries 4-0. Item 8B is discussion and necessary action regarding the partial reimbursement to the Village of Merton due to the recent sale of the 2000 Peterbilt Pierce ladder truck.
So I sent out this memo with the village packet and then I called Doug this afternoon just to make sure that what I said was 100% correct, which he said it was. So I'm glad I called him, but what is stated in the memo is essentially what happened in 2019. Part of the Bark River Consortium was, I guess, established, and so they were starting to purchase equipment jointly. And one of the things they purchased was this rate stick truck with a verbal agreement, but nothing written in contract that it was assumed that we were going to pay Merton back a third of the amount that they did, or amount of the truck was sold for. And so that's what we're looking for here is a motion to reimburse Merton for their contribution to that straight stick. And that amount not to exceed $1,800.
Did we get, I saw on the surplus auction, it was said we were waiting for title.
It was all done.
We
We
were,
took care of that back in the summer.
and we were the only owner on that.
We had to get in title, but yes. And like I said, I spoke to Doug today, he said that. That's exactly what happened. He contributed 10,000, we contributed, Merton contributed, and then, Heartland basically lowered the cost of the truck, so it can be 30,000 was the 1,000. So I don't have a reimbursement in the Heartland, that's a discussion for another time, but. I don't speak in. They have a anchor that is harvesting. So there may be some. Allowing them to retain that tanker. Plus they didn't technically put money. Or just take it forward. So, for now, what's in front of us is just.
I was wondering about Heartland, but thank you for explaining that.
So who was the original purchaser? Cause I don't remember us buying this in 2019.
I think we actually established the bond. I'm in conversation with other things, but they had other small purchases that they made under that group as well.
At your recollection as well?
No.
No.
I-
You're, and,
And I don't know if this was something just that the fire departments kind of did. I remember being in a couple of meetings regarding the Bark River Consortium, but I think it came to fruition a little bit later and then ended up dying.
No, I'm just, the 2019 does not ring a bell. I couldn't find any documentation on it. And I've been on since 2016.
It took me a while to track down the title for that. Apartment market. And then eventually just ended up ordering the title for it.
And whose name came back as the owner?
How much was them?
I mean, I obviously don't have any background, but I know Dan researched it and it seems like Doug and Ron over at Merton are in agreement that this is the way it shook
Got
out, so
the
I.
same story from Ron as I did from Doug, pretty much.
I think we have to do it.
No, I'm just worried,
Yeah.
does Heartland still have a legal interest in the property?
Yeah,
They
so-
lowered the, I don't
So
know.
my intention was to reach out to their administrator and have a discussion, but they also have one of our trucks.
How long have they had it?
It's an older truck, it's a tanker. Probably.
Wow.
Not valuable.
It's not the most valuable,
It's
but
something that they,
but they've used it for
Umpteen
6 years, I mean, at least, I mean,
$9,000 valuable.
right.
What did you say, Ron?
It's probably at least $9,000 valuable.
Exactly. That's my thing
But-
too.
And when it's disposed, I mean, again, they had the use of it for
Yeah.
however many years, so.
so I can reach out to Ryan Bailey, this week or next week. Or have a discussion with,
What discussion?
just about the truck that they have on hand and
What would you say? What would you offer him? That's what I was wondering.
I'm not offering money.
Okay, okay, okay,
Telling him we can keep our truck, congratulations, and
Yeah.
we're not doing anything
yeah.
nicer one.
What's the value of the truck? Just curious. No, not much
I
probably.
Doug didn't think it was very high because a Mercedes engine is not included, I mean, typically you wanna. So, and given how they didn't have. I told Doug that when we just sold a truck similar for 33 or 34,000, and he said that it wasn't equipped the same. Older, and has good of an engine, so,
Mhm.
so, I don't know.
Is there a motion on the table or?
No.
No, okay.
Or just the use of it. Would you consider that the use of it for for the 6 years, 7 years?
Well, the
Or
other
just offer
part
it
of
to
is
them?
that we stored that freight on at their all storage.
Okay.
and their,
Okay. Okay.
All right, we ready for a motion?
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll make a motion to approve the reimbursement for the sale of 2000 Peterbilt Pierce straight stick truck in the amount of $9,358.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any additional discussion?
Just to be clear with the motion that the proceeds go to the Village of Norton.
Yes, to the Village Martin.
All right, any additional discussion?
Mm-mm.
And this, for clarification, the check was run through the check run, which is why it goes to one of the top 5 expenditures. I was holding the check though until this motion was made.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, so hearing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries 4-0. Item 8C is the same as the closed session in case we wanted to take it up in open session only, but there is going to be discussion which makes the which is most appropriate to be in closed session. So we'll skip over 8C and go to item 9, which is closed session. I was just gonna ask if that all needs to be read. I mean, I can.
So pursuant to Wisconsin statute subsection 19.85 sub 1 sub E, for the purpose of deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. More specifically regarding the development agreement between Village of Lisbon and ST Management LLC as it pertains to the sale of vacant village-owned land at Business Park East.
Is there such a motion to convene into closed session?
I make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
So ready for the roll call vote?
President Gerke,
Aye.
trustee Moonen,
Aye.
trustee Bond,
Hey.
trustee Beal.
Aye.
All right, we'll go into closed session.
I'm going to pause the recording.